Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We have Jenny Addis back in our studio from Inspiration Speaks. Jenny, welcome back.
Oh, thanks for having me, Justin. It's good to see you.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have you here. So we're going to talk a little bit today, as we often do, about the consequences of reckless driving. Can you talk to viewers a little bit who may not know your story, how you became a motivational speaker?
Sure. So on March 16th of 1997, I was in a tragic drunk driving accident that caused me to become a quadriplegic. So with that said, my occupational therapist actually had referred me to something called the Miss Wheelchair America organization. So I ended up becoming Miss Wheelchair Wisconsin and realized that God had given me this gift of speaking in front of groups and kind of sharing my story and personal aspects of my story at that. So Inspiration Speaks just kind of became a natural progression in my life. And so today I talk to people about the consequences of drinking and driving, among other things like unhealthy, abusive relationships, and not just the drinking and driving, but reckless driving in general. So when I say that, I mean texting and drugging and drinking and, while you're driving, anything, kind of related to that. So I just kind of bring this negative situation and I turn it into something positive.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you see as your mission as doing Inspiration Speaks?
Yeah, so my mission is to motivate, educate, and inspire others through my story. So through my voice, I give people this opportunity to make a good choice in their life. So that is basically my mission. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. And to shift gears a little bit here, we often see posts on social media, your posts on social media regarding your multiple speaking engagements that you have. And you just recently posted a new endeavor, and I hear there's a great story behind this. I'm wondering if you could share this with us.
Yeah, I'd love to. So April is Crime Victims' Rights Month. So I was invited to speak at Fox Lake Correctional Institution to 80 men that live there, and it was really an inspiring day for me. Like I don't know who got more out of it, but I shared not only the survivor aspect of my story, so how I've overcome adversity. I've talked about forgiveness with them, which I thought was a really great topic to kind of speak about. And then I shared the victim aspect of my story. So the consequences of drinking and driving and living life with a traumatic injury like this, and, just a lot of good stuff like that. It was really, I spent 2 hours there, believe it or not. And they responded so well and shared these amazing questions. And so we got to talk about a lot of different aspects of my story. And the interesting part about the whole thing is when the night was over, I was feeling very inspired. So I didn't think the night could have gotten any better. But at the end, the chaplain had shared with me that one of the men that lived there had seen me on Girl Talk or Talk of the Town or both. And apparently all of the guys see the CW 57 in the morning every day. I don't know exactly what time it airs there. But they see me on there, and I thought it was a really interesting thing. And then coming here today, I just had to kind of share the story with you because I thought it was very interesting how I'd gotten there. A lot of people, they don't always reach out, and it was interesting that he found this need that the men that he lives with on a daily basis today needed to share my story. And interestingly, 97% of the incarcerated people that are that live in Wisconsin, they do go back to society. So it was really great to share kind of some insight about how I've overcome adversity, and I felt that we shared a lot of similarities. So it was really just a great night. So
that's very cool. Was that your first time speaking to inmates?
It was, and I intend to do it again. People have already reached out to me to do it at other places, and so yeah, it definitely is on my list now. And
were you nervous?
I was nervous, yeah. I don't really get nervous, but you know what I think really got me a little nervous is when I went through the doors. I mean, not so much going through a metal detector, that didn't bother me, I've done that. But when we went through and was actually in the yard, in the fenced-in area, and the place where, you know, that holds the freedom to these guys, you know, lives. And so it was really intimidating at first. And I wasn't sure if they were going to be mean to me but they weren't. So I totally want to give them a shout out because they changed my life in so many ways. So yeah, and I want to thank the young gentleman that brought me there. I think that was cool that he did something so amazing for other people and the people that he lives with. He is definitely, and I believe that all of those 80 men are going to succeed when they get out into society for sure. So
awesome. Jenny Addis, it is always such an inspiration to talk with you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's over.
It always goes so fast.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Justin.
You bet. Jenny Addis runs Inspirational Speaks, and she's a motivational speaker. Thanks again for joining us. And that's all the time we have for Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.